Tonight, sleeping rough.
I'm not sure what's happening with me. I don't know if I'm going to be in my car again tonight.
He's a Manitoba housing tenant, but this week he's taking refuge in his car. Why he says conditions are so poor he can't go back, and the response from officials. Also tonight, a long road ahead.
Pretty much everything must be destroyed.
A look at the massive amount of work still required to get the Dauphin Regional Health Center back up and running, and details on a new plan to help people with medical needs in the interim. And later, game on.
They asked for their what?
Twitter.
Connor Hellebuck had to flex a different muscle.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. A senior living in Manitoba housing says he's been sleeping in his car because of the condition of his apartment. Walter Drummond lives in a 55-plus Manitoba housing building in St. Agathe. He says previous flooding damaged his carpet and the odor left behind forced him onto the street. CTV's Jeff Keel explains.
It's not home sweet home when Walter Drummond puts his head on his pillow.
I'm broke. I'm a pensioner. So I couldn't afford a hotel myself, so I just stayed in my car.
Drummond's usual home is this 55-plus building in St. Agathe run by Manitoba Housing. He says since last fall, there have been flooding issues, including a sewer backup. Drummond says fans and dehumidifiers were brought in, but still, the carpet is wet and stained. He says this created an odor that impacted his health, so he went to see his doctor.
My doctor on Monday advised me not to go back into the suite.
He felt he had no choice but to sleep in his car, which he has done every night this week. The first time he parked here overnight at the Fort Richmond Plaza on Pembina Highway, but he didn't feel safe.
I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I was freaking out.
Since then, his girlfriend has let him park the car in her driveway, where he says he has more peace of mind. Still, Drummond believes Manitoba Housing could be doing more to fix his apartment and find him somewhere to stay.
I was thinking, what has housing done to me? Like, I've been screaming at them to have a contractor come out.
It appears action is being taken. In a statement, a provincial spokesperson says Manitoba Housing's tenant service coordinator has connected with Mr. Drummond and helped with alternative arrangements as we work on the unit, which is on track to be completed on Monday. Every Manitoban should have a safe and secure place to call home, and our government will continue to work until everyone has access to the dignified housing they deserve. Drummond hopes this is the last time he has a car roof over his head when he closes his eyes.
Maybe I'll have a good evening tonight at a hotel where I could be more safer.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The provincial spokesperson also says when a situation like this arises, tenants are encouraged to reach out so they can connect them with supports. Now, as for why Drummond is sleeping in his girlfriend's driveway, Drummond says they've been dating for less than 2 weeks and aren't in the phase of the relationship where he could stay overnight yet. The province says it's found housing for 249 people who've been living in encampments. It's part of its Your Way Home initiative launched last year with a goal of ending chronic homelessness. The number is an increase from the 186 people that had been announced in February. Housing Minister Bernadette Smith says the province has moved the individuals into transitional and permanent supported housing with the assistance of local partners. But in April, and Homelessness Winnipeg said the number of people becoming homeless in the city was rising faster than efforts to find them stable housing. The Manitoba government says it's hoping to find housing for 700 Manitobans living in camps by 2031. Meanwhile, we're learning more about the number of fire calls where it's believed homelessness could be a factor. Data from the city shows crews have responded to 286 fires related to homelessness this year. There were 738 in 2024 and 580 last year. A city spokesperson says this includes encampment fires, some vacant building fires, and outdoor fires. While Winnipeg Paramedic Service doesn't specifically track fires near rivers, 13% were within 25 meters of a riverbank. The Manitoba government and the city of Winnipeg have implemented plans to address homeless encampments, legislating where they can legally be set up and working to find homes for unsheltered residents. A Winnipeg library branch will be closed for several weeks after a water pipe burst. The Monroe Library on London Street is temporarily closed to allow the city to repair the damage. Water damage was limited to the washroom and immediate surrounding area. Crews will remove affected building material and dry the area out before replacing the insulation and drywall, repainting and cleaning the carpet. It's anticipated the branch will reopen in mid to late August. Anyone with library materials on hold at Monroe can pick them up at the Henderson Library. The after-hours return at Monroe will remain open. A Winnipeg soccer complex is getting a makeover. The province is providing $750,000 to support upgrades to the Ralph Cantafio soccer complex. This includes replacing the outdoor field pitch and lighting system in order to modernize facilities and enable it to continue hosting high-level competitions.
This is the home of amateur soccer in the province, and obviously we're going to make it hopefully the home of professional soccer as well. So at the end of the day, all of that partnerships, all of those partnerships will help to improve the facilities, will improve the experience for the people that come to play here, including the fans who are coming to see the game.
The upgrades will also enable the complex to continue being offered to community programming there. The Royal Canadian Mint was buzzing with soccer fans this afternoon, looking to score a special loonie.
Here's a point for you, and there you are. There you can keep that.
Now, this $1 FIFA World Cup coin features the 2026 World Cup emblem, the two Canadian host cities, and a maple leaf mosaic. Canadian artist Glenn Green is behind the design. If you missed today's coin exchange, you actually have another chance this Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Mint's Boutique. The Calgary Stampeders are issuing an off-field challenge to the Bombers. Well, they're fans.
For Winnipeg fans, let's paint Calgary blue.
Stamps President Jay McNeil is inviting CFL fans to flood Cowtown with their team's colors this November. Calgary is hosting the Grey Cup and surrounding festival, and the host team wants you to be there to show your home team support. Along with the traditional events like team parties and pancake breakfasts, the Calgary Grey Cup committee is adding some new fan fun.
But we're also doing a number of new events, some unique ones as well, from a rodeo on the Saturday. We're going to have 2 rodeos. We're going to have concerts every night. The arts are going to play a big role.
There's also plans for the first ever Girls in Sports Summit at the Grey Cup. The Grey Cup Festival kicks off November 11th to the 14th, with the 113th Grey Cup hitting the field November 15th. And here's our first look at tonight's weather. Oh, it's actually quite busy right now downtown Winnipeg. And if you are driving through downtown, it's currently 21 degrees, feeling more like 27 with the humidity, which is at 91% because we are getting some showers. Tonight, we could continue to be seeing a bit of a foggy sky, actually, also with some lingering smoke. 17 degrees is our expected low. Tomorrow morning starts off mainly sunny and 20 degrees.
Yes, pretty much everything must be destroyed.
It'll be a long road to recovery for Dauphin Health Centre. What's being done to bolster health care in the city? Next. Cleanup is underway at Dauphin Regional Health Centre after flooding forced its closure.
Yes, pretty much everything must be destroyed. There are some of newer aspects of the mechanical system that, the engineers are assessing to see if any of it can be cleaned, reused, but for the most part, most of it will need to be thrown out.
Trina Slate, the CEO of Prairie Mountain Health, says that's because clinical-grade infection control must be followed. Laundry, food services, a pharmacy were just some of the services impacted by flooding. The basement also houses computer servers, which serve not only Dauphin but other parts of the region as well. The health authority says it's still too early to know how much all this will cost. Although the damage is extensive, Slate says there are no structural concerns. There is still no timeline for when Dauphin Health Centre will welcome back patients. And the health authority says it's working on setting up a patient service center in Dauphin. It'll be for patients considered low acuity who need services such as their blood drawn, x-rays and EKGs. Meantime, a virtual town hall will give area residents a chance to learn more about this and ask questions. That's happening July 30th at 6:30 p.m. Registration is required. You can do that using the URL up on your screen or head to Shared Health's website or social media. Mounties are investigating a string of suspected arsons at a First Nations community in the Interlake. RCMP say there were 9 fires in Pinnamutang First Nation between May 15th and July 8th. 3 occurred within roughly 10 hours on July 3rd. Most happened at abandoned homes, and they all resulted in a total loss. RCMP still aren't sure if they're all connected, but say a 4-wheeler was spotted in the area of a few fires. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Gypsumville RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Mayor Scott Gillingham made his first pledge of the municipal election campaign this morning. Gillingham is promising to eliminate the $65 fee for volunteers who need criminal record checks. The incumbent mayor said this would take the form of a voucher program where eligible volunteers can offer free criminal record checks for Winnipeg residents who want to volunteer. He also says the city would replace the lost revenue to the police service. Election day is October 28th. A well-known local developer is appealing a variance for a large housing project adjacent to the Granite Curling Club. John Winthrop, who lives across the river, is appealing the variances previously approved for the 12-story mixed-use building. The city permitted the building to reach 126 feet instead of the normally allowable 100 feet and made some allowances for parking stall size and landscaping. Winthrop is appealing on the grounds that the project does not comply with the zoning bylaw and says the project as approved doesn't fit with the neighborhood. An appeal hearing is set for next Thursday. Well, the project has been at the center of a dispute between the city and the nearby curling club, which is worried about the loss of its parking spaces. If you're driving downtown tomorrow, you may need to find an alternate route. Southbound Gary Street will be shut down at 7 a.m. Saturday because of construction on a nearby building. It impacts vehicle traffic between St. Mary and Graham Avenues. However, the bike path and east sidewalk will remain open. The route reopens Saturday at 4 p.m. Then on Monday, commuters taking Highway 59 south of Grassy might be impacted by ramp closures. Both the exit ramp from southbound Lagimodiere Boulevard to Concordia Avenue and the on-ramp from Concordia to southbound Lagimodiere will close for 6 to 7 weeks. The city says this is because of ongoing rehabilitation work. An Ottawa resident is making a difference by spreading the joy of gardening and teaching people to grow their own food. CTV's Kimberly Fowler has that story.
Start small and don't expect perfection. My garden is a hot mess.
Keeping it real with sage advice on how to make your garden grow.
This is my first year growing in the greenhouse, and like my cucumbers are completely taking over. Every year I'm learning something new as well.
Rachel Gill's gardening journey started as a way to save money to feed her family. Now her garden has grown enough to help feed her community. For over a decade, Gill has cultivated a following on Facebook as she learned how to grow fresh produce in her own backyard.
We are going to talk about hand pollinating.
And it turns out a lot of people were hungry for advice.
I try to make it as accessible as possible. You can see I grow a lot of things in containers. It's not hard to do. You just need to know how. And I think that's where, people have a lot of questions, and I'm able to put that information out there in, little clips.
But Gill's biggest harvest isn't from her over 100,000 Facebook followers or from these carrots, peppers, or beets.
Sauteed with a bit of butter.
It's from helping people who needed it most.
This family has never tried garlic scapes.
With these pay-it-forward baskets.
So I dehydrate them, I make them into salts.
Neighbors and followers across the globe can donate or buy a basket of fresh produce she personally creates for local families facing food insecurity.
It honestly makes me teary, because a lot of them I actually am still in contact with. Either the messages or the emails that I get from them Just knowing that it's made a difference in their life is like, why else are we here?
Gil knows the power of community firsthand after getting help from friends and neighbors while a loved one dealt with a major medical issue.
It made such a difference in my life that I want to be able to help other people in that way too, and then encourage other people to do the same.
Last year, 74 baskets reached 17 families, with local producers pitching in with farm fresh eggs, honey, jam, and more. Proof that when one person plants a seed of generosity, an entire community can grow. Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
He's saved the day for the Winnipeg Jets a time or two. Backstop Team USA to an Olympic gold, and Thursday, Connor Hellebuck helped his team win another game. This one was a little different, though.
Teenagers don't ask for each other's phone numbers nowadays. Instead, they ask for their what?
Twitter.
Netminder appeared on Celebrity Family Feud alongside USA teammate Dylan Larkin and paramedic gold medalist Griffin Lemaire and Jack Wallace, as well as Declan Farmer. After besting the American women's hockey team in a sudden death round, Hellebuck and Lemaire brought home the money with that fast win. The $250,000 they won will benefit the USA Hockey Foundation. Summer just got sweeter for FIFA fans, where they can relax in a game-used soccer net, plus hot and muggy. We'll show you when your beach umbrella will pull double duty, still to come in your complete Skywatch forecast. Tonight's Skywatch photo is quite the shot of Falcon Lake. Thanks to Jay for sending this one in. You can send your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. Well, as you saw just a second ago, we did see in the Whiteshell quite a storm system move through, and it's, well, really not quite done with us yet. As you can see, it's going to push through Ontario, including Kenora overnight, although luckily we are seeing that it's not going to be as strong as it could have been. We've got being more severe, more severe for parts of eastern Ontario. Taking a look across Manitoba, though, we are expecting some showers, not just here in Winnipeg, but throughout much of the province tonight and tomorrow. Here in Winnipeg, most likely, though, on Sunday. As we can see right now, there in the afternoon tomorrow, there's a chance of a thunderstorm moving across the Interlake into Ontario. At the same time, a chance of some scattered showers for folks in Dauphin. Here in Winnipeg, we might just miss this storm as it really gets stronger. Folks in Kenora, though, very early Sunday morning, will see it push through. Now, here in Winnipeg, we are expecting a thunderstorm on Sunday as this system does kind of hang around for us, and potentially in the afternoon is when we will hear that thunder roar. Right now, we are seeing temperatures expected to drop to a low of 8 degrees in Thompson tonight, with a bit of a cloudy sky for you guys. 19 degrees is your expected high tomorrow. We are seeing in Flin Flon and the Pas high of 20 degrees tomorrow. However, just to your neighbor here in Norway House, 16 degrees the expected high, with a chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow from that system we saw pushing through the Interlake. In the south, a lot of fog overnight, including here in Winnipeg, is expected tomorrow. As we saw just a second ago, rain, including in Dauphin, where 30 degrees is your expected high tomorrow. To the south, though, in Brandon, 32 degrees as your high, with a lot of sunshine. Here in Winnipeg, mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 31 degrees. We are seeing, as mentioned, a thunderstorm potential tonight and tomorrow in Kenora with a high of 28 degrees. Taking a look at the next 7 days, it's going to be really, really hot. There's actually a heat advisory for us here in Winnipeg. Temperatures reaching a high of 31 degrees throughout Saturday and Sunday, and kind of cooling off on Monday with a high of 30. People in Vancouver can now relax in some of the soccer nets used during the World Cup.
There might be 16 host cities, but there's only one place where you can recover.
Destination Vancouver says it's taking the official nets used in World Cup matches from the pitch and turning them into one-of-a-kind custom hammocks. A handful of them are already set up in public spots around the city. Coming up, she's lived through 2 world wars, the moon landing, and the COVID-19 pandemic. We join a celebration of a lifetime with Canada's oldest living woman next. At age 110, Marie Rosa is Canada's oldest living person. We learned her secret in a special report from Omar Sachedina.
There's a quiet acceptance at this retirement home that those who move in here might not end up staying very long.
Jeez, my little lady.
Marie Rosa knows that better than anyone. That's why the woman who believes every moment matters has mustered all her energy to take part in the celebration of a lifetime.
It's so good to meet you. You're 71, your mom is 110. Do you realize how special this is?
Oh, I do, because I have so many friends who we've gone through the passings of all their parents.
Marie was born on September 17, 1915, during the First World War, serving as a seamstress and forewoman during the Second World War.
She's tough.
Oh, very tough.
She lived through the Great Depression, which taught her a valuable lesson.
Not wasting a thing, like you scrape the butter off the paper, you don't just unwrap it and throw it away.
What kept her going over the years was the freedom she got from hitting the road.
We would drop my dad off at work at the post office. He was an inside worker, and then we'd take the car for the day and visit an aunt or a sister or something. You enjoyed driving when you could, right? Yeah?
Car driving.
Yeah, driving, yes. Yes, car driving, yes.
Yeah.
Fashion, another source of joy.
She wouldn't buy many clothes.
That's
But what
right.
she bought. Yeah, she loved to dress up.
Yeah, you look so beautiful, Ma.
Wanting to look great hasn't changed over time.
Right.
Which brings us back to the party, the celebration, to honor her as Canada's oldest living person. A moment even marked by the passing of a crown, created by the family of the man who last carried that title. Bert Sisler died in April. His son says his father shared Marie's commitment to making things count.
They're the ones that straighten nails and use them again. You didn't waste anything.
When someone you love has lived this long, watching them slowly slip away is harder.
I'm losing her, a bit at a time, and that hurts.
Have you told her everything you want to say?
I think so. I think I have done that. Oh, maybe.
She's nodding her head.
Yeah.
But even as the body weakens, the power of how they've changed lives gets stronger.
Being able to learn and just understand the value of family and love and cherish that, I think, is incredible.
Values that now bind 4 generations.
She always tells people if she's talking that day that you got to love everybody.
The kind of love that will clearly endure.
Right? You love everybody, and they love you, yes?
Omar Sachedina, CTV News, Toronto.
Right now here in Winnipeg, 21 degrees, feeling more like 27 with the humidity. We'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
A hot day tomorrow for us here in Winnipeg. It's going to start off fairly reasonable at 20 degrees. However, that mercury is going to skyrocket to 31 degrees Celsius by 5 o'clock. So really a good time to take a dip at the beach. The New Bedford Whaling Museum in the States received a 1-star Google review with the words "worst aquarium ever." It caught staff off guard because, well, it's not an aquarium at all. It's a museum of skeletons. So none of their whales are in water or even alive for that matter. So they took that and ran with it, creating a series of products saying, perfect for anyone who appreciates irony, maritime history, and a good laugh. The product description goes on to say it's a cheeky nod to the fact that, well, spoiler alert, there are 0 live whales inside of our building. I hope they didn't ask for a refund. That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching and good night.